Mark! Happy Monday. Thank you for watching Uppbeat Gaming Podcast featuring your host, Walter Walters, and featuring me, I'm Mark Finan. Definitely not an addict. The dates got switched around. I'm still here waiting for this fucking award show to start. But I gotta get out of this club.
Are you Ian?
I'll be right back. I just need to get out of this club. Okay. It's loud in there.
Yeah, what is up, man? Yeah. So apparently award ceremony is not the 5th. It is the 12th.
No, it's not. Keep voting.
I don't know how we fucked that one up.
I've been awake for 2 weeks straight now waiting for this goddamn ceremony to go on. I'm losing it. Thank God for Mark Finan and Walter Walters. If it weren't for them, I'd be
those guys
a long
man,
time ago.
Just absolute killing the game.
Absolute.
The worst part is you guys could have gone home and then just showed back up next Thursday.
I didn't get the message till late, you know? So here I am.
There you are.
Burning the midnight oil.
Yeah. All right. Looking at you right now.
Yeah.
Like something deep inside me is like, I'm okay to go back there. Yeah, like I'm okay to be right there for maybe like a week, a couple weeks.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, hey, I need you to do some eye makeup on me to make it look like I haven't slept in a few days. So she like started doing it. I was like, all right, and I put some flour on my face. I was like, okay, I need to. And she's all, grind your jaw a little, and I was like. And I started, and I went, just a part of me was like, oh yeah,
this seems natural. Let's talk about
darkness, my old friend.
Let's start a business, bro.
Yeah, fucking.
Another beautiful week. Another beautiful
sure.
week down. Man, I need the end of this year to come faster than anything I've never rushed to the end of the year ever in my life. I've always been like, oh my God, I can't believe it's the end of the year. You know what I mean? Like that idea of being like, oh, we should, there's got to be some time left. It's already the next. I'm just like, get me into next year. I want to close my eyes. I want to open my eyes and it be 2025.
Yeah. Maybe even 2026.
Bro, absolutely.
Light coma?
I've been on the horn trying to get a hold of some of the Walt Disney guys to see what we can get going with Cryo. Because if Cryo was able to put him back in that time, think of what the technological leaps have been to get us to today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, back then, just if we get at Walt Disney's level, we could probably just go get a bunch of dust off, turns the cans upside down, put the straws in our nose, and just squeeze. We'll be out for a while. When you wish upon a star. Makes no difference who you are.
See, that'll get us copyright more than the music was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You mentioned one thing about Mickey Mouse, and that shit goes sideways.
We were talking about Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. He said that once. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Sorry. They're acting up.
They are. I hope I set this up right. We had some audio issues last week. Whatever happened between OBS and our original nested audio stuff. Remember that like weird fucking thing we had to download to set up nested audio?
I'm looking at it right now.
That's broken. That no longer works for whatever reason. And so I think it's because OBS has introduced their own nested audio thing that you can use, which is dope. It's super cool. Super cool. But so
it just happened to come 8 years after somebody created this to make a workaround, and now they're like, "Fuck that, we're gonna make it broken."
Oh, and then nobody talked about it. Nobody said anything about it. Like on all the patch logs, like nothing, because it's still in its beta phase. So there's been no real information about it. So I just recorded a bunch of videos, did a bunch of stuff, and then went back and listened to the audio. I was like, "What the fuck?" Remember when we were sitting in Discord and Aaron was like, "You're just like super audio just sounded weird and whatever." I was like, it was only when I had OBS open I couldn't figure out what it was. That was the issue. Once I changed it, it's all good. Here we are. Now the problem is I I still don't necessarily know if I've got the audio tuned in correctly. I clip a lot. It's all over the place. I've got to do so much work with it. I don't have the fucking time. You want to know why? Because things are just crazy. They're just crazy. And I'm fucking tired, man.
God is great. Whiskey is good. Things are crazy. I'm gonna get us copyright stricken. Fucking.
So I have been.
Fuck. I just complete brain fart.
No, it's all the drugs,
baby. What's that song we like? Play it again.
I can hear it in my head. You just look at me, just and you'll figure it out.
Forehead to forehead. Just come on,
pull it out of me.
I remember calling Corey Rose while he's at a Pack show, like the Pack, trying to hum the words. What's that song I like by the Pack? That's. He's like, I don't know what you're saying right now. It's playing behind him. And I'm like, what's that song? Fucking so dumb.
Oh my god. Man, I've been packing up the house. I've been like getting into the deep recesses of like corners of closets that haven't been touched in years.
You finding shit.
I'm finding shit. It is weird. It's fucking weird. Like I pulled like shirts out today. Here's the perfect thing. I pulled shirts out of band tees from when I lived at Buck's Bar.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Like those mediums I used to wear. I pulled them out.
Those were some tight mediums too.
They're tight, dude. They're tight. I also was like, what, $1.75 at the time? Maybe.
Oh, that's being generous.
That's generous, man. I was skinny. I mean, it was, all the nasal refreshments,
sandwiches.
Yeah. But yeah, wild, and like just pulling clothes out where it's like I found a pair of like skinny girl jeans, like band tees. I found stuff that still had blood stains on it. It's like, why did I keep any of this shit?
Did you find any money?
No, I haven't found any money. Mike is even the last time I saw Mike was like, I'm really interested to see where you find money in this house because we've been stashing it everywhere for years. And I'm like, yeah, because like, people come over to the house for parties and stuff like that. And like, I just wouldn't let people pay for shit. It's like, just, you're here, just you bring whatever you want or go from there. And like, Mike always found it like a way to be like, I have to give you something. It's like, no, your company was more than enough. You don't have to do shit. So him and Marie started this thing where they would stash money around the house in different places. So I had an old set of headphones. And for like 2 weeks, I was like, my headset's going bad. I just have this muffled audio in my left ear. So fuck. I buy a set of headphones. I spend like $100 and something, and I pull my headphones to swap them out. And inside of it, there's like a cloth thing. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I pull it, and there's money behind the thing in my headphones. So I had no idea it was there. And it was a note that just said, fuck you on it. I was like, you piece of shit. Like, what? At one point, Mike was like, did you find the money in the toilet paper roll? And I was like, that is the... Why didn't you just put it in?
That shit's gone.
Yeah, I was like, why didn't you just put it in the fucking garbage at that point? And he's like, well, we didn't really think about it like that. I was like, that's stupid. Like, You put it in a toilet paper roll? Like,
you get the ones that we tape to the underside of the trash bag?
Yeah, exactly.
Nope, never got those.
Oh, but like, so he's just been like, I'm really interested where you're finding money. So like, and so now I'm getting to the point, like, I'm packing and throwing shit out, right? I'm just like grabbing stuff and like tossing, but everything I've been tossing, I'm like, I need to check the pockets. You know what I mean? That type of thing before you throw it in the washing machine. I'm like, I have to double check this because there might be something in there that I'm not sure of. Now, I have found things in pockets that I wasn't expecting, but I have not found any money. So now I'm just thinking Mike has been lying about the money situation for a long period of time.
That's a good play.
It's a great fucking play. You know, it's a great play because I was like, oh, you know, he made me feel bad for not taking his money. So he said he stashed it around the house. Now I'm on this fucking like wild goose chase for money that doesn't exist. The owners are going to get to the house. I'm going to be tearing down sheetrock. Like, no, Mike left me money. Who the fuck is
money
Mike?
And copper.
Mike. Mark Finan told me it was here.
Mark Finan said.
So that's been the pretty much the go get of it. I'm so excited. I finally got everything squared away with the property management, the owners, like the new property. The new property was going to charge me like, I think it was like going to be like $2,600 to move in, because they were going to charge like the proration of rent and like first in like the following month, because like anytime after the 15th we just take the next month. I'm like, so if someone moves in on the 16th, you take fucking the following month on top of it? Like, yeah, that's our policy or whatever. So this lady gives me like my rundown on pricing. She sends me an email. She's like, hey, this is what it's going to be for moving in. And I'm like, like at first she sends me a thing and it's like 1980 or something. And I'm like, okay, cool. No big deal. So I go in and go to talk to her one day. She's not there. So one of the other guys is there. He's like, oh, I'll give you a breakdown for you. He puts all the numbers in and he's like, it's going to be 25 something. And I'm like, well, that's not what she showed me. He's like, hold on, let me go back and talk to my manager real quick, make sure I did this right. Then he comes back and he's like, it's actually going to be 2460. And I'm like, okay, now I've got 3 fucking numbers. Which one is correct? He's like, this one's correct. And I'm like, okay. I was like, so I did the math on it for the breakdown of how they want it. I was like, and I got like 2680. So where are we supposed to be at? And he's like, you should probably talk to Jillian when she gets in. It's like, fuck, fine. So
you're a great help, man.
Thanks, bud. I appreciate you. This is your job, right? Okay, got you. No problem. So I go and talk to the girl and I'm like, this is the email you sent me. This is what I talked to Sam about. And now these are the numbers I got. I just want you to do it. And whatever the math you come up with, that's we'll go with that. She's like, cool. Yeah. She's like, honestly, she's like, yeah, it's fine. The numbers I sent you were correct. I was like, cool, no problem. Okay. So the numbers I sent you were incorrect. I'm like, no shit. Whose numbers are right? She's like, your numbers are right. I'm like, yeah, I know my numbers are right.
Can you log into your Google account and just verify?
Swear to God. I was like, I was so perplexed. I was just like, this can't be fucking reality. So she was like, you know what? Since I fucked up on the numbers when I originally told you this a couple weeks ago, I'll just make it. I will put a note in the account that you don't have to pay first month's rent on the day of move-in. You can just pay it on the first. I'm like, fucking cool. It doesn't change anything. It's still the same amount of money. It's on the same fucking pay period. It's not like anything really changes, but it just gives me the breathing room that I would need to get to the
You're
first
working
one.
with me.
Thank you. Exactly. More than I can say for anything else. Still have no fucking heat in this house, by the way. You good?
I needed that off. It was driving. I kept thinking it was like a hat. I keep like kind of like reaching for like the bill to get it to like get away from.
So I have the owners where the realtor came back to me and she was like, I've talked to the owner because you've been so cool helping us out and you've been going through all this.
Selling the house for us.
Yeah, basically selling the house for us. The owner wants to, they approved the proration for you to get out on the 23rd. But they also have requested to the management group to return your full month of December's rent that you paid, the proration that you paid. I was like, that would be fucking dope. That would be dope. I mean, probably more is better, but like I'm not gonna,
no heat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
unlivable conditions.
Yeah, I'm not gonna split fucking hairs. Fine, give me my rent back. That's cool. I respect the shit out of that. So I talked to my property management. Hey, this is what's going on. I finally got a hold of good old Davita, and so I was like, hey, this is what the owners said that they were doing. You got all that stuff right? And she's like, well, that's not really up to them. And I'm like, this is interesting. Feel free to go down that path.
Please continue.
She then spent the next like 15 minutes explaining basically, like, she just tried to like sugarcoat laws and property management and stuff like that. And I was like, this is fucking golden, Davina. I'm so glad. I was like, I'm so glad that you're taking this time to explain this to me, because quite honestly, like, I didn't even realize. I was like, is that a mirror? I didn't even but anyway, I just told her, I was like, I love that you're explaining fair housing laws to me, because I'm just, I have no idea what I'm doing. I haven't been doing this for years. And
bring up the heat.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I definitely dumped it at the very end of it. And I was like, that's great, Davina. I'm so glad that you've explained all this to me. I'm really glad to hear that. She's like, yeah, it's great. I was like, no. It's great for me, because knowing fair housing laws in California and federal fair housing laws and how you can't do that, what you're trying to do. I said, that's fucking great. I love that you guys want to go down that path. I said, if you can for me, can you pull up Home River's Yelp and Google reviews for me? And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, just real quick, just type in Home River, pull up the reviews, and just tell me if the first 10 reviews from the past 2 years don't all say the exact same thing me and the owner have been saying for the past 2 months. And she's just like dead quiet. And I was like, because I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but there's no way everyone's wrong, right? And so that conversation didn't end very, very well. She's like, well, I'll be at the house on Wednesday. I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Cool.
So I'm taking
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, by all means, I'll be there early for you.
This episode is brought to you by Home Rivers.
Swear to God, if you live in Sacramento, do not rent from this company.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You may find the perfect living condition for you. And hell, you could be here for 10 fucking years.
You might be neighbors with Mark fucking Finan.
You might be, but I'll tell you what, you're going to have fucking problems when you have problems. Like, when you need something done, that company will be nowhere to be found. So, anyway, that has been me. I have not even gotten a chance to play fucking video games. I haven't even had a chance to edit videos. I haven't done shit. I take that back. I take that back. I've been fishing in Final Fantasy 14.
Buddy.
It's relaxing. I don't have to do shit. And I've been able, I fish in Final Fantasy 14. I watch Justified. That's what I'm doing.
You know, I was just about to talk shit, but I've been fishing in Red Dead Redemption, so I can't. I was about to and I just thought about it. I was like, I did just find a nice fishing hole.
I swear to you, man. I swear to you. I have I've been trying to get in, because Marvel Rivals is out.
I've been trying.
I
just downloaded it.
I know. I downloaded it. I had it all ready. I promised Sean I was going to play with him, and I just could not get out of this just funk. And I was just like, everything for this week, it was so stressful. We started a new project. I've been hammered out on that. I've had all the shit at the house. I've been trying to pack. I just was like, I need some alone time, and I'm already alone 24/7. You know what I mean? I just need something.
I need more alone than alone.
Yeah, I need
fishing in a video game.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I need that the Nintendo 64, the bass fisher that you have the rod that pulls in.
That's exactly right. I downloaded an emulating fishing rod for Final Fantasy 14. I cracked open a Pabst Blue Ribbon, and I just sat in my fucking chair and clicked the button every time I had to.
Drove to El Dorado County to get a piece of hay to stick in my mouth.
I played on YouTube, just fucking cricket sounds and birds chirping and shit like that. Oh my God.
Oh no, my makeup. Oh, it's still good.
You're good. You're good. It's not makeup, dude. That's real life at this point.
Yeah.
That is fake.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's okay. Now, here's something. I don't know. This is how you know technology has gotten far too advanced and we know that our shit listens to us. Me and you were talking about Red Dead. All my algorithm now has been Red Dead stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, whatever. Tell me why I fucking re-downloaded it.
It's so good,
bro. And I've been watching just it to the point where I was watching Donkey's video on Red Dead Redemption 2. He just put out like one super recent for some reason, whatever the fuck reason why. I don't know why game is all popped up. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that most anticipated game is going to be GTA 6 and it's based on a trailer. You know what I mean? Like no other game in the world is going to win an award before it even comes out, but GTA will. So Donkey was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and he's like, this is Red Dead Redemption 2? I wonder when video games are going to go back to this quality. And it's like a funny joke because you see like where games are now.
Yeah.
But then you go back and watch Red Dead Redemption 2, which came out in 2018? Is that what it was? 2017, 2018?
17, I think.
17?
Could have been 18.
But realistically, you look at those graphics and you're like, whoa,
good.
Dude, they're so fucking, especially on PC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when I played Red Dead, I played it on PS4. And then I bought it on PC before I had the upgraded. And then I just looked at all the specs and I was like, oh my God, I could blow this shit out of the water right now.
I'm playing it on Steam Deck on low. And I'm like, this is at least on par with a lot of shit that's just coming out today. And it's so like, because when you think about like what makes a game feel alive and shit like that, it's just like this big open world. There's lots of stuff to do. It's not quite like Baldur's Gate where like every action has like, if there is like things like that, like you'll kill off characters that you can't get their quests anymore.
Sure.
It's not that big, but like there's just always Rockstar's mastered that like there's always something going on. There's an NPC that's just like the random encounters and stuff like that. Yeah. It's just fucking so much fun.
Well, not only that, when I played Red Dead, the thing that I loved about Red Dead was like as an open world game, the thing wasn't like, oh, you're gonna go there and like a side mission is gonna pop up and you're gonna go there and there's gonna be a thing and you're gonna go there and there's a thing, and it was just like this constant, like it almost felt like the open world was its own character. Like some of the game was just you traveling through these fucking beautiful landscapes. How much of that game I stopped and was just looking around, or like hearing birds and shit chirping and then like fucking turkeys and stuff running across like the grass. I was just like, dude, I was blown away.
Just last night, I was, so like right now I'm in like Saint Denis. Like I just got to like Saint Denis.
Okay.
And they took over that like house that was like the Lemoyne Raiders place.
Yeah.
And there's a thing that I guess, I don't know if it's ever always been there. It probably has. You can fast travel. But like as I was going to like fast travel, I was like, what's the like that's half the cool part, is just like riding your horse and you come across those weird encounters and shit like that. Like they just make it fun.
There's something, well, and there's always something to do, the hunting, the random people getting kidnapped and shit like that, or just like throwing down a quick save and just being ridiculous. Like you don't really get those options when you're doing the fast travel and you're zipping back and forth. Now, I can understand that on playthrough 2 or 3, you know, where, all right, now I'm going to run around. If you're just trying to get the story down, if you've never played Red Dead before and you're just trying to get the story done, fast travel. Just do the fast travel. Just play it.
It's been long enough. Man, it feels like a new game to me.
I was going to say, that's why I downloaded it again, because I was like, man, if I can just... I want to have a game that's been so long that when I go back to play it, it feels like a new game. And like my memory has I'm just at that age where like things are very familiar, but not it's like the deja vu thing where you're like, I'm fucking sure I've done this before, but you can't really quite put your finger on it.
Yeah.
Like that's what I want. That's why. And I feel like Red Dead is right there. 'Cause I've been watching videos and I'm like, God, that looks good. And then I'm like, I just don't remember half of this shit.
There's so many times when like I go into a mission and it's like, oh, I remember this, and I remember it completely different. And then what I remembered happens to be like a mission that's like 3 missions later or some shit like that, where it's like, it's just mixed up enough that it feels like I know kind of the progression and stuff like that. Like I knew I was going to go from here to there, but
Yeah.
like all the details that really make it, I'm still almost like rediscovering. It's been so much fun, just like relaxing fun too. Like I'm fishing, like shit like that.
Yeah,
Like
dude.
there's a lot of that shit. Like, I might fuck around. I might try to go after like a legendary animal today, like shit like that.
Yeah, there is something to say when you get to games that you've been playing for a long time, or like just any game that I think this has a lot to say with us getting older. Like I can understand like Sean's dad's a good example of like a guy who's just like, I want to get on, play some fucking games, hang out, and like not really do anything, maybe have a goal in mind, but if I don't achieve it, who gives a fuck? I was playing some games. Like that type of relaxing point. Because like I started a new character on Final Fantasy, and I made like the whole idea that I was gonna play an MMO without touching the market board at all. Right? I was gonna level up character, but all the gear I needed, everything, I was gonna craft it all myself. I was gonna do it all. And I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 for I don't know, however long it's been out now. Fucking 11 plus years at this point. And and I've done crafting, but very, very minor crafting stuff. And like, I've been going hard into it, and I did not understand how complex when you're like, I'm not going to buy anything except for like from actual NPC traders, but nothing off the market board, nothing off of like other players and stuff, or I'm going to go out and farm it myself and collect it. How every single crafting job in the game has to work together. Like, oh, you need this one item. Well, it only comes from if you make it from this crafter, but you can only get these items if you get it from this gatherer. And then like just the train to make like a set of armor at level 25. I had to like level up 6 different crafters and 2 different gatherers before I can make this set of armor. And then in 4 in 4 levels, I had outgeared it. And I was like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's been a cool experience. It's been very, very mellow. You know what I mean? It's been very mellow. I'm not trying to do anything. I've already played this story 1,000 times. I'm just fucking around and having fun with it. But it was also one of those things, like, I was like, where the fuck do you get this? Like, okay, I have to craft this, but it's showing this one. I have no idea where it is. It's like a tallow thing. And I'm like out there killing animals and I'm skinning them, doing all this stuff. And I come and find out it's a thing you get from mining. It doesn't make any sense. And then I finally figured that shit out. And it's like, I was like 5 hours deep into this, made this armor finally, was making sure I got it to get like high quality off of it. I knew it was going to be dope. Did like 2 missions, was like new set of armor is dropping for me. I was like, whatever. That's cool. It's still cool. It was cool. I'm glad I get to do it.
I game for the experience.
It's exactly right. Yeah. And that was the whole thing. I don't really have a goal in mind other than just trying to do stuff I've never done before. And I've been having fun with it. Like, and that's what I was saying. Like, I just sat down and started fishing. I'm going to level up fishing, just going to different nodes and trying to collect all the fish in the area. I was like, yeah.
Now there's something to be said, I think, about, like, I think that genre, like Red Dead, where you can just fuck off like that, I think those are the games that I want for, like, PlayStation.
Yes. Yes.
Where you can sit on a couch and just, like, veg. Absolutely nothing. Because, there's nothing that beats PC gaming, right? Like, sitting down, getting in, but, like, there's something to be said about just popping on PlayStation, sit in front of the TV, and just, know.
Well, there's definitely something to be said for video games that like almost feel like they were designed for a controller. Like side scrollers is a perfect example. Like, I don't play
that shit on PC.
Oh, they're awful, man. Or it's like anytime that you load,
even the good ones are bad on
that's
PC.
what I'm saying. When you load a PC game and it's like there's no mouse control and it's like having you use WASD and the arrow keys to play, I'm like, let me grab a controller. Let me get a controller. And then it's like, you're absolutely right. What I want is then if I can't play that in that way, or it is one of those games where it's just kind of like you just fuck around and do whatever, I want to just sit down in a chair and play it on the TV. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't want to fuck around with it. I just don't want to sit in this chair all day long, when it's a veg game. That's why I was so interested in having the Switch for so long, or even like the Steam Deck, because I feel like Switch maybe I think more than Steam Deck. Feel like Steam Deck. Well, why haven't you been playing Red Dead on your computer?
Because okay, so the Steam Deck is one of those things where I wouldn't say buyer's remorse, but it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's not bad for what it can do,
Sure.
and in certain scenarios, it's fucking clutch. But I will say 90% of the times, I would rather be on a much bigger screen.
Yeah.
And Steam Deck, it's like letting the cats out and stuff right now. Like I take the Steam Deck outside to let like the kittens run around to kind of get acclimated to outside so that like they can eventually just be outdoor cats. So I sit out there and I watch them. And I know I can set it down and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I can take it, to like mom's. Like when I go over to mom's, I'm like, we cook, and then like she's watching whatever she's watching.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like,
CNN.
all right, I'm going to check out for a while.
Yeah.
Seeing it. No. Does the fox say? Chai, 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 china. But like, it's one of those things where you're like, all right, I could spend like, it needs to be something that you could pause. Any like online games, things like that. 100%. It's like, why? Makes zero sense.
I agree.
Like Magic the Gathering Arena. It's a touch screen, so you can fucking just like play Magic the Gathering against other people on the decks they give you and stuff like that. Like shit like that.
Yeah. The gimmick.
Yeah. But Red Dead is kind of like, it's like, what other games are like Red Dead? Obviously, besides like Grand Theft Auto. But like games like that where like they do have that big open world and you can just kind of fuck off and play it.
Well, the nice thing about Red Dead 2 is it's like, I don't know. Here's another big thing. I've been doing shooting on computers so much. I tried to play a shooter on console.
It's so weird.
I don't know how I did it for so long. You know what I mean? Like, because I started with PC.
I look like my wife.
Yeah,
like when she's like, I want to play it. Like, there's no coordination.
Yeah, it's exactly right, man. I used to play on on controller. It was 10 sensitivity, like max sensitivity on Call of Duty, and like that was how I played. You know what I mean? Because I started. See, when I first started playing, right? This is an old guy back in the day. Back in
my day,
when I played an FPS, we didn't even use a mouse. Doom was all on the keyboard.
It was.
And then I remember playing CS, and I used to play CS left mouse. So I used to play CS. What was it? Fucking 1 point with my left hand. My mouse was in my left hand, and then I used the arrow keys and control to crouch. Yeah, dude.
I thought I was gonna freeze. So I was trying to just make a face.
Oh, you're good. You look good on my side.
Okay.
But yeah, I started shooting with my left hand, and then I swapped.
That's cancer,
dude. It's sick when you gotta go with it. Because the cool thing about it is like your keyboards now, like you have to think about it. Keyboards now, or FPS now.
I'm just moving my cursor and trying not to vomit with my left hand.
Well,
and it just feels wrong.
Keyboards now are well better designed for more FPS stuff. Now you got shifts and crouch and jumps and all the different things that we had. But like when FPS were like Quake and CS back in the day, there wasn't shit to do. You know what I mean? It was go forward, go backward, strafe left to right. Like there wasn't even jumps at some point. You know what I mean? So having a left mouse and like limited buttons to press was easy. You could have just a couple buttons set aside. It was cool. And then that was when my PC fucking kicked the bucket, didn't have money to buy a new one, but I moved over to console gaming and then just played shooters forever on console until I had enough money to buy another new computer. That was years later, man. I went from PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 before I got a new computer. The end of PlayStation 3 before PlayStation 4 came out
and that's saying a lot because PlayStation releases are like 10 years in between.
Like gaps, dude. There's gaps, man. Like I think my PC died like midway through the PlayStation 2, and then I think almost before PlayStation 4 came out is when I got my PC. Oh, now there's the freeze. That's where the freeze. Oh, now you're back. Okay. Yes. Hi. You're giving your computer too much stress with this green screen. Skynet doesn't know what to do with it, man.
Yeah. One thing I don't ever think we talked about. The PS5 Pro came out.
Did it really? Bro, that's how far outside the console market I am right now.
No, but okay, this is where it ties back in.
Okay.
Dumpster fire.
Oh.
The PS5 Pro comes out, right?
Okay.
You're
fine. You're fine.
There?
I'm here.
Okay.
You're a
PS5
little laggy,
Pro
but you're fine. You just gotta push through. You just gotta push through. I'm here.
Okay, I'm gonna push.
I'm gonna recap. Just fucking push. I'll get through it.
So the PS5 Pro releases,
Pro.
right? And everybody's like, "Where the fuck did this come from?" And they're like, "It has twice as much graphics. It's slimmer. It's this. They do like a hardware spec. It's not twice as much graphics. It is marginal at best at anything." And everybody's like, "Huh, that's weird. Did you release something like kind of false advertise it right after you lost $100 million on Concord?"
Yikes, dude.
And nobody said fucking shit. It was just like quiet. Like everybody's like, "Oh, so you saying nothing is deafening." Like,
you know, it's another crazy thing I just read in gaming news. Tencent, I mean, and this goes every year. You hear these conversations. Tencent and Ubisoft are in conversation for Ubisoft to sell off. That
Ubisoft to
sell to Tencent.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, French-based company, you know what I mean? They, if nothing, they're not consistently bad, but they're still consistent nonetheless. They've got a lot of IPs, a lot of franchises. I heard that X-Defiant, I think, is shutting down in July.
Yep.
And it's also one of those things where you're like, if you didn't already know what X-Defiant was, and someone was like, "Oh man, Ubisoft is shutting down X-Defiant," people would be like, "What the fuck is that?" You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, what is that?
Saw it coming.
Yeah, kind of. You know what? Oh,
saw it coming.
Who didn't see it? Okay, and I think I don't know who to blame, because can't blame the market. Can't
blame Ubisoft.
Well, no, I was gonna say you can blame Blizzard for the fall of all the fucking
no.
What are they called? Those
no. First person shooters?
No, I wasn't gonna say first person shooters. What is I'll come to it. Hold on. It'll come to me.
Battle Pass.
Getting closer.
Ooh, Season Pass.
Fairly same ballpark.
The trifecta of modern gaming, where it's Battle Pass, Season Pass.
Yes,
Sorry,
but
have you been hanging out with Mark Finan?
What is it called?
I don't know.
Live service. Live service.
There we go. Yeah. That's what I meant.
I mean, you can't really blame Blizzard for that. I mean, I can blame Blizzard Activision for that. Is what I'm thinking.
You can, but I feel like the blame squarely lands on Ubisoft. Absolutely, because everybody in the world was like, "I would love to play a shooter that just isn't fucking Call of Duty," and then Ubisoft's all, "We'll make one." We're like, except if it's made by Ubisoft. Like, just could not fucking want to distance myself further. At least Blizzard like comes out and you're like, it sucks, right? But like, it did kind of hit. Like there are like little times where it's like, oh, Ubisoft is like, from the second I look at your UI and then saying something because I played Black Ops 6 with you, but the second I have to like come out of Steam to go into a Ubisoft launcher, even though I purchased on Steam, go through all that bullshit, put in my name and password that somehow your fucking please remember me can't fucking ever remember.
Yeah.
And go through all that just to play a game that's just mid at best. Like, if you just give me a first person shooter that isn't Call of Duty, that isn't made by Ubisoft, I think it succeeds.
True. Very true.
Problem is,
it's Ubisoft.
X-Defiant was Ubisoft.
Yeah. Well, and man, it sucks because like, okay, would you rather have Ubisoft be like, "Hey, we're producing"? It's like, that's gonna be shit. And they're like, "Yeah, but it's for you," and you're like, "Yeah, but it's shit." Or do you want like Blizzard, where it's like Diablo 4, like, "Oh my god," and everybody gets into it when we play it, we're like, "Oh my god," and then like a couple months later, they're like, "By the way," it's like, you know what I mean? Like, which one is the best of the worst? You know what I mean?
I'll just stick with my Bellatron Merlot.
Yeah.
Sorry, Balotro.
Yeah. Your balometer.
Baltatoro. Baltatoro.
That's what it is. Benicio del Toro. Okay, that game, I really fucking hope that it. Okay, hold on, I gotta find this. Hold on.
If it wins because it's a meme.
That's exactly right. And I think that that's a brilliant win.
That's like there's a gun company called High Point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they makes the cheapest, like worst firearms probably like in existence.
Okay.
And they kind of rised in popularity because of like GunTube, like YouTubers that do guns, and them just like, spray painting them like bright pink, just like like memeing the fuck out of the gun. And like all of a sudden High Point just fucking flies out of nowhere. And they're like, man, we've been doing so good. We're going to let you guys name what our next handgun's going to be called. Unanimously. Well, there's a lot of people that just voted for like Cunty McCuntface, but like the one that won was Yeet Cannon, because Yeet was just like the word back then. And I mean, it was like 500,000 votes to 1 for Yeet Cannon. And they were like, no. But like, we gave you like all these options. Like, you guys just wrote in Yeet Cannon. And everybody's like, nope, we want Yeet Cannon. They didn't do it. Everybody backpedaled. And
God, Yeet Cannon
now High Point's nowhere
to be found. I see. That's what happens.
Like, they still kind of are, but it's like,
you can't.
If Bellator wins, like, imagine if like Bellator's up there, somebody leaks like it won, but like it didn't really fit like the narrative they wanted. Like they just kind of put it there. Like that would be the end of the Game Awards.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. They're gonna meme it to greatness, or it's gonna fucking tank.
The moment I thought that Jeff Knightley was the fucking like the one gaming journalist that you could rely on. What did we talk about that one day? I was like, oh, it just so happens that Microsoft has all this fucking backing into it. And it's like, questionable.
Big supporters fucking like, so we'll put this on there. Let's leave out the ones that are obvious competition for us.
I was looking at, I can't find the article that I was reading, but they were like, hey, if we used every category that Game Awards has, and we were only giving it based off of the Metacritic, this is the games that would win. It was really a fucking cool article. I apparently was drunk and forgot to save it. You know what game won almost every single one of those categories?
Tell me.
Astrobot. So wildly enough, out of all the reviews, all the scoring and everything from Metacritic, Astrobot capitalized on like so many different, like, as game of the year, it had like, and then all the other different sections where it's like best soundtrack or shit like that. Like, it capitalize on each one of those awards within its Metacritic, that it would have been game of the year if that was what you would want to base it. That's a wild thing to think about. If the AI system was what generated all of Game Awards based off of Metacritic, there's a good chance Astrobot just wins because AI says so.
I'm trying not to be a cunt here. Maybe I just need to try Astrobot. Maybe I just don't. Should we be judging if we haven't played it?
You're absolutely right. I'm not going to play it.
Do you know Time Magazine has their own award?
For video games?
For video games.
Stop it. Time? Oh, I guess that makes sense. Forbes, the business fucking thing, has their own gaming section now.
Do you know who won Time Magazine's Game of the Year?
No.
Dragon Age Veilguard. the list of like the Astrobot was on there, but like the list that they put up, like Black Myth Wukong was like number 7.
Okay.
I think Astrobot was like 3, but like the list of games, like what the fuck? I think number 9 was Modern Horizons the Lego remastering. This is, of course, me regurgitating like Asmongold content, but he's all, there's 34 players. How is this number 9 out of the top 10 games of the year?
So have you ever heard of this content creator? He does reviews. It's called the Angry Joe Show. Angry Joe Reviews. Big fat guy. He's always
wears like a Boston hat.
Does he?
No.
No, I don't think so. He's got
No,
like a
okay.
he's got like a goatee and stuff. And so
This guy's got a big red beard.
okay, no, he's got black goatee. So I've been watching Angry Joe reviews for fucking ever. He's had his own little weird controversies and stuff, and whatever it comes out to. He's a goofy guy, but he kind of just says it as it is sometimes, and like he'll just say things. And they did a review of Dragon Age, and so this
we gotta watch Sean play that.
I watched Sean play it. So the pairing of what Sean says and Sean has done, and when I was watching Sean play, and then watching every other fucking review out there, Sean is the only anomaly that doesn't fit into the equation at this point, right? He's that one outlier. He's the fucking electron just floating around doing whatever. Because I'm like, he's talking.
Describe Sean well.
Because his cap on it is such a different take. Because it's either the people that are like super on one side, like, yeah, it's a good game because of this. And then there's the people like, objectively, this is just a shit game. And then there's Sean that's like, it's cool because you get to pick and choose. But then like the things that Sean was talking about is what some people have been negatively reviewing about. And so Joe was talking about, he's like, it's just really obnoxious where you pick something. The game puts you into a world as though you have already been in this world. Not only have you already been in this world, but you've already played all the games up to this point and have all the history. He's like, it's really, and like, not only that, but the Act Man was talking about this as well, because he did a review on it, and he was saying, he was like, it's really like just like jarring when you get thrown into the game where you are like, especially coming off the other Dragon Age games, where you're thrown into a game where there's already conflict going on. All of a sudden you're running. Who the fuck is this? I don't know, but I got to go here. And they're talking to you like you've already had all this information and knowledge. And it's not just like information for past games. It's just information of this world. And then within the first 15, 20 minutes, you're like, okay, we got to go save the world. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Right. So there's more of this that kind of like keeps going and going. And I keep watching more Dragon Age Veilguard because it's just on so many different odds and ends of this that I'm just like, I want to know like where the middle ground, like, you know what I mean? You hear one person talk about something, you hear someone else talk about something. And then all I try to do is just like connect the dots to be, what is the common thing they keep talking about between the two of them? And I just can't seem to find it. Everybody's fucking reviews are all over the board. It's so wild, but it's also just one of those things where, Ilganane and Gilinoth are like the gods in the game. And apparently every cutscene, every conversation, every fucking time that you stop to talk to someone, they repeat those names 20 or 30 times. Where it's like, Ilganane is here, but Gilinoth is not. Like, it's like, well,
it's
so
Mario Barrios.
Yeah, so it's exactly right. So it's like, Ilganane is here, yes, but Gillinane is not. Okay, so Gillinane is not here, but Ilganoth is, yes, and that's what I said. Gillinane is not here. It's the for family thing from fucking, you know,
yeah, for the Fast and Furious.
It's just like repeated so much because I don't know if they're just trying to like jam it down your throat, but it also makes
that's how they're reinforcing the story that they haven't explained.
Exactly. It's just like they just keep repeating
these names. I don't know, but they have to be important.
And so it's just one of those things where it's like, I wonder if the story is just dog shit. And then people are going to like it for one of two things. Like, they're either going to like it for the simplistic, like, Dragon Age combat. Like, the fact that you can't take control over your characters is weird. No other Dragon Age. Like, this is the most simple version of a Dragon Age game. So, the fact that it's, like, on a mixed review and still, like, being pushed in, like, high regards on one side, but, like, almost like 3 Monty card, like, look over here, but don't look at all this shit, you know? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Is it on Game of the Year?
Like the biggest gripe. Yes.
See, and this is
I think that's why it's the biggest gripe, right?
It's got to be. It's got to
because it's not that like yes, like there is like some things where it's like I don't want to fucking like have like an ideology shoved down my throat. Like, I'm playing games.
Yeah.
Let me just fucking fuck off and be a dragon and try to fuck a bear, you know? But it's like having that shoved in your face and it feel like it is like a fucking like a sleight of hand. Like, look at this. We're showing you something that makes us good people while like you've like ignored so much else that could have been worked on. It's like, what game were we playing where I was like bitchy? I was like, I don't fucking care. I don't need to see the leaf, like the veins on a leaf while I'm scoping in. I think it was Tarkov. Where I was like, why can't you just work on this? Like, quit fucking working on X, Y, and Z when there's so much else that's broken in the game. It's like a misallocation of resources. Like, I'd rather you take away from that and put here.
What it reminds me of is a used car dealership where they slap a new coat of paint on, they dust it off, they wash the insides of it, and they sell it for under market, you know, and they're like, take it out of here, go. And then you get it on the road and you find out it's got a blown head, there's no muffler, cat was stolen 3 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it feels when you play some of these like AAA, quadruple A video games. You know what I mean? It's like
quadruple A.
That might be why Ubisoft is selling. They might be selling because they're at the head of the game and they're like, hey, Tencent, if you don't get on this now, you might not be the first person to have a quadruple A video game.
It's funny you said that because we're going to pay you 10 cents on the dollar for your company.
God. Oh, man. And like Stalker's got a shit ton of updates. Like those guys have been busting their ass to fix the game.
Fucking ICBM.
Busting their ass. And it's like respectable. Is the game in a better position? It's
arguable.
It's still playable. You know, it's still playable. It's fine. I haven't touched it in a little while, but that's because I've been busy. But like I've been watching the updates. I played I think they're on, I don't know, 2 or 3 updates right now. I played the last update they did, and they fixed a lot of stuff. Like they finally like brought enemy health down within range. They still need to fix the AI system though. AI system is fucking borked, man. It's like playing against mutants sucks. Playing against other like human NPCs in the game is just awful. So I think they're working on it. I think once that gets smoothed out, the game will feel a little bit more better. I hate getting into gunfights. I hate fighting mutants because they're sponges and I just waste ammo. And I hate getting into gunfights with humans because it's just a fucking obnoxious battle. I spend 90% of the battle just healing myself because they just get random shots off and you just bleed like fucking mad. You know what I mean?
Gotta love it.
I mean, yes and no, but it's like it makes the game really, really hard to... It takes you out of like the gunfight itself.
Wrong kind of grindy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to play Heal Simulator. I'd like to play the combat simulation of it and then, you know, backtrack on that. And once that gets smoothed out, I think it's in a perfect spot. But as of right now, because I hate fighting mutants and I hate fucking getting into combat with people, I spend 90% of my zone just looking for anomalies. Just running around. Oh, there's an anomaly here. Maybe there's an artifact. Running out with my scanner. It's like, oh God, dogs are chasing me. Hop up on my car until they go and run and hide behind a bush, and then I'll just run the opposite direction. Oh, what's that? I was running and 60 feet from me, an enemy spawned. Okay, I'll just turn and run the opposite direction. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of that I do.
Yeah.
So
you're selling it well.
It sucks because it's a good game. It is a good game. I still think everybody should play it. I think everybody should enjoy it for a little bit because it's gorgeous. Aaron was telling me he was playing. He's had to dumb down the graphics a little bit on his setup. And he was playing it and he was like, it looked good. He's like, but then he was watching me play it and he was like, yours looks good. And I was like, yeah, I got everything on Epic, and it just looked, you like come over the hill and you're like overlooking the swamps and you're seeing like bubble anomalies like popping up and floating around. There's like a dog running through. It's like, it just looks good, you know? But that's that, man. There's not been much. I've been trying to keep up with 7 days. I have not had fucking time for any of that. No recording, nothing, no gaming.
Well, I mean, we're in that time of year where it's one thing and one thing only, and that is the Yap Game Awards.
Yap Game.
Dick sucking. Yeah. Yap Game Awards, the coveted and illustrious Yap Game of the Year.
Which one do you think it's going to be? Just from us, from Game Awards, what do you really think it's going to be?
For ours or from the real one?
Either or. Doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. Pick one.
Ours, Helldivers.
Yeah.
I think so, and I think it deserves it.
Yep.
I mean, there's cases to be made about all of them, you know, especially in ours. Like, we're not that bullshit fucking like Time Magazine and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Like we take this shit seriously.
We do,
and that's why we created this. I really think it's kind of a clear choice.
Yeah, I don't know why Helldivers didn't even get a chance at the VGAs.
That's what blows my mind.
Yeah, that doesn't make
sense. But Sony, put that tinfoil hat on.
I love the idea that it's like, oh, we don't want to give it to Sony to sell more, but then they win with Astrobot. Oh God, what even bigger fuck you is there gonna be? It's like, all right, fine, we won't pick Helldivers, so we'll just pick Astrobot. Astrobot takes Game of the Year.
I really wish you wouldn't have told me that like Microsoft had that like vested interest in it, and because now I don't think I'll ever take them seriously.
No,
and I don't think it would have even raising alarms if like their like ballot didn't look like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like if the ballot like looked more even, I would have been like, and it's not just Sony, like there's not really like Nintendo or stuff like on there either.
I agree.
And that was like the biggest, like, what the fuck's going on here to me.
Well, and like,
but now it's
also one of those.
So the Microsoft Awards, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, and that's a big thing about it too. Is like I'm okay with games that are also not exclusive. Don't put exclusive games as Game of the Year. You know what I mean? Like, well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say like that, but like I'm okay with that idea of being like, if you
draw the line, you draw the line. If you set the precedent, okay.
Yeah, and if you
stand by it.
If you're segregating your gaming industry by people who buy consoles and what consoles they buy and what company they buy their consoles from, you know what I mean? In that type of manner, and then those games are winning Game of the Year, when it's like, that's not the entire populace, right? Like if you're saying when you vote, only these people can vote for it because these are the people that played it, right? Like it feels very disingenuous to the whole gaming like atmosphere in itself. Like any game should be, and I can understand it. Some developers only make things for Sony. Some developers only make stuff for Xbox. You know, I get it. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, that'd be cool to see it a little bit different. I don't know. Maybe we can scoot Jeff Knightley out of his way, and maybe we can take over every year.
We're going to take over.
We should. That should be our goal. Fuck making videos. Fuck the podcast. Let's just take over.
No. We'll do the podcast. You know,
want to do the podcast?
But yeah. But I my big push for 2025.
It's gonna be like a full thing, right? Like I want to make it a fucking spectacle.
Yeah. No. Like
I'm sending
like full set in the outside garage. I've already been thinking of it. Like our Game of the Year is going to be like an Atlas holding the gaming world on his shoulders, and the gaming world's going to be cut. It's going to say he's going to be standing on Yap, you know. And I'm gonna have it 3D printed, and if I can take it this far, I'm not sure. I've been looking up videos on how to do it. I want to cast it and then do like a molten like aluminum and then paint it. Like I really want to make like a good one to send to like the actual winner, like send to that fucking studio. They're like, what the fuck is this? And then flip it over and it just be like something. The QR code, one of the
for the channel
I still have
for the channel.
Fucking, what do you call it? Yeah,
it'll be taped to the bottom of it. I'd love to have Atlas holding up just a couch with like controllers on it. You know what I mean? Or like that would be fucking sick. That would be a cool like trophy to give out. Like I want the trophy to look good, but I want the award that goes with it to be like worst game, you know, or like
the dumpster fire. I want like a real dumpster. I want to like maybe like resin print some like, well, like, you know, it's a dumpster and I want there to be like flames coming out. So I was thinking like getting somebody to resin print like flames and then just doing some like acrylics on to give them a little more texture. But you could take the flame out and inside it'll be like a note from us that says like, wow, like you really fucking worked hard to be such a fucking garbage game for us to give this to you.
It'll just be,
you know,
there'll be like a USB stick inside of it that you plug in, and it's just like a clip of 30
Just a
seconds.
highlight reel of us talking
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, or just like the worst parts of the video game just compiled together for like a 5-minute video.
Yeah, you know, like that's what I want. All the other ones, meh. But like, I want to pour some time and effort into those two.
I do like that idea that like we can have the game of the year portion of it, but I feel like all the rest of the awards should be for people that just get like, it's the island of misfit toys. You know what I mean? Don't forget the lower guys. Don't forget the guys that tried their best and failed, and don't forget the guys that didn't try their best and still failed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's where I want to go. I want to be well known for you know, keeping those people in the running. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who
For
knows?
remembering them.
Yeah, maybe it'll also help with the developers' bonuses. Well, we did get a award, so we'll give you an extra 50.
That's true. That's true. Of 50. And BNet tokens.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, fucking crypto's going out of the world right now.
Is it?
To the moon. To the moon. I mean, it's better than it has been. My stocks are up on Doge, and
You stonking it?
I'm stonking it hard. Not hard, but like I'm up probably like $900 right now. Something like that. Some fucking ridiculous amount of money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Since last time we talked, I'm up another 200.
Yeah, dude. It's just wildly going out. Like everything. Rolls Royce has been fucking dog shit for years. And all of a sudden I'm like, it's been creeping straight up. And it's like, okay, I'll take it, man. I don't know what's happening.
Rolls Royce?
Yeah, I have stock in Rolls Royce. That was an Austin Hillendahl problem. He called me one day, was like, we got to get this. And I was like, I was super drunk. I was like, why? And he was like explaining to me how Rolls Royce has like a bunch of stuff and but they also have a bunch of contracts with like aviation and government and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, fucking go. And I bought a bunch of stocks at Rolls Royce when it was like $1 stock or some shit like that. Now it's up like $9 or whatever. It's like, cool, man. I made money. I'd say never listen to
They
them.
said they'd never see me in a phantom. Watch. Fucking.
Oh, Christ.
Oh
my God. All right. Let's wrap this bitch up.
All right, ladies and gents, I can't wait to see you next week for hold on. I need it. I can't wait to see you next week. Next week, we're going to fucking party. It's going to be the awards. We're going to hand stuff out. We're going to call people cocksuckers. It's going to be great. I can't wait.
And then this upcoming Friday will be the last podcast we have for a little bit.
And I swear, if next week I'm still in this fucking rave because it's not the awards and they pushed it another week, I'm done.
That's a good point.
I'm done.
No, fuck it. You have to stay there until we hit the awards.
I can't. I can't.
Can't's just a quitter attitude. All right, we're out of here. Bye-bye.
Bye.